Good morning, everyone. Treasure Troller here from the mask-wearing militant state of Michigan. Last night I caught a show that I would recommend you watch just to see what you think. And that video was put on by Millie Weaver. And I didn't really know that much about Millie Weaver, who she was, but Millie Weaver used to be maybe an independent reporter, or at least an investigative reporter for InfoWars. And then she was arrested a few months back on kind of a, I don't want to say domestic violence, but some sort of charges related to stealing a cell phone. And those charges were later dropped, but she had put out, or was going to put out, a video called Shadowgate, and I believe InfoWars dropped it when all this stuff came out. So she ran it on her own channel. I believe her channels are Millennial Millie, and that's Facebook and YouTube. Once again, it's Millie Weaver. She was on YouTube last night. She was also on Twitch. Twitch, though, I'm not 100% familiar with that one. If you may have to subscribe in order to see a past video. But you can catch it on YouTube and on her Facebook channel. And this had to do with the riot slash coup slash insurrection at the Capitol. And according to Millie and some of her reporting, that this was actually an orchestrated event between multiple groups, including the Proud Boys, Antifa, I believe she mentioned Black Lives Matter, but it was a group of basically people you wouldn't think would be involved in it, were involved in it. You can watch that and decide for yourself. Some of the evidence that she laid out wasn't, I don't think, real deep. But there was one thing that I got from this, or that I believe it was, it was sort of militant groups. A couple of things that I would have said, if I was a Trump supporter, or if I was just there for the rally, I wouldn't think of doing stuff like that. Or would the common, average, everyday rally goer think of this kind of stuff? So the first thing was, when you see these people that are on the outside of the Capitol building, they got up there, they sort of climbed the wall, and they climbed the wall by taking barricades and laying them up against the wall as ladders, and that's how they climbed up the side of the wall. Now, me as an average person, I guess, average rally goer, protest kind of goer, I wouldn't think of doing that. I wouldn't think of doing something like that. The other thing that really sort of got me was, I've always noticed a lot of the rallies, not to put this completely on Antifa, but at a lot of a lot of the Antifa people you see with backpacks. And I never could quite understand why they had backpacks. Not everybody is a medic, and I understand carrying some water, but they have change of clothes in there. They carry extra hats and they carry extra jackets. One of the rather shocking displays, I mean, if the was at the shooting of that lady inside the building. If that wasn't the most shocking part, you know, but if you go back and look at that video, there's a guy there that is handed a like a military grade helmet, and he's the one that's banging on the windows and breaking the windows. And then Ashley tries to get into the next room, and then she's shot. And after she shot, the guy that was hitting the helmet on the building, or on the windows, he goes down the steps to down the flight about halfway, and he changes jackets. Now, you see, an average Trump goer, or an average rally goer, I just don't see them thinking, you know, honey, I better bring the Yale t-shirt along with me, or the Yale sweatshirt, just in case I decide to go ape shit on a window and I need a disguise. You know, the lady with the megaphone hollering in the window about, I forget what she was, you know, you need to, I don't know, gather up and form a strategy, or something, just nothing that a common, you know, your average Joe rally goer would be thinking, or that type of lexicon wouldn't be used by them at a rally. The other thing about it, which I kind of knew might happen, or there was a possibility that it was going to happen, was when she put out Shadowgate, she had a lady with her that did some investigating. Her name was Tori, and there's another gentleman by the name of Ali Alexander, or Ali Akbar, and he kind of went full Columbo on this chick and dove into her military record, and really really trying to discredit Tori. And Ali was somehow associated with the steal the vote stuff. He was at the Arizona protests. The last election, he was down in Florida, but he was at the rally in DC. He was actually with Alex Jones during this, and she didn't put a real positive light on Ali, but I think it's worth it. The video was with her talking and narrating in it. It was about a 2-hour long thing. It's a rather interesting video. I'm not giving it a thumbs up or thumbs down, but it does give you really a different look at some of the things that may have gone down. It's definitely worth a little bit of time to watch it. I hope you do, and leave your comments about it, and maybe I'll watch again and we'll comment on it. But it's worth watching at least. So with that, this is Treasure Troller saying aloha and good day.